So I'd like to talk for just a second about the path that the air goes through the system, talk about how we remove material through the airstream in the hopper, and what happens to the air as it regens back through the fan and into the blower housing again. So again, it's a regenerative air system. The idea is that that air can be contained inside the machine, and we're utilizing that air to move the material from the road surface and suck it up into the hopper and release that material into the hopper. So obviously we talked earlier about our 71-inch wide suction hood. We talked about how the blower is generating airflow. It's going through a blast tube on the left-hand side of the machine into what is the upper chamber of the suction hood, the air regeneration hood, pressurizing that upper chamber, going through what we like to call an air knife, basically an opening at the back top of that pressure chamber, blasting air down onto the road surface, creating a vortex system, moving that air from the left-hand side to the right-hand side, where it gets suctioned up this intake tube that's on the right-hand side of the hopper. From there, that tube goes up into a steel tube that's inside of the hopper. That tube goes straight up, hits a deflector plate that is rubber lined, and takes that heavier material, drops it out of the airstream and into the hopper. As the air flows, it's going to go towards the back of the hopper. It's going to go through a chain curtain. Underneath a rubber curtain, there is a spray bar inside of the hopper that is going to mist the dust, dirt, and debris that's still in that airstream, help wet it to get that to drop out of the airstream. And the last thing it's going to do inside the hopper is pass through a giant screen that's on the back of the hopper. That's designed to grab that last little bit of organic matter that might be floating in the air. We're talking about paper and trash. We're talking about plastic bags. We're talking about leaves, pine straw, any of that light material that maybe wasn't heavy enough to drop out of the airstream initially. Once it goes through the screens at the back of the hopper, it goes through a double-chambered air tunnel that is all stainless steel and returns towards the front of the machine to our dust separator. Now at Global, we utilize a centrifugal dust separator you can see at the front here of the machine. You can access that dust separator by just opening the latch on the side of it. And you'll see the dust separator is double-walled as well. So your air returns double-walled chamber all the way through into your dust separator. And that centrifugal force is pushing that last bit of dust and dirt and debris to the outside of this double-walled dust separator, dropping it out of the airstream. Now the double wall ends right here at the bottom and opens up to the inner cavity inside of your dust separator, okay? That dust and debris builds up at the bottom, and the clean air goes back through the center of the dust separator and comes back through your air return, which is this throat right here on the front of your blower housing, and returns back into the air stream there. Once that material is dumped out of the dust separator, it accumulates at the bottom. Every time you raise that hopper and you go to dump, there is a rubber flap that's got metal embedded in it, and that is hinged, and it opens up to the inside of the hopper. So when you go and you dump the hopper, not only are you dumping the debris that you picked up and separated from that air inside the hopper, but you're shedding that last bit of dust that you've accumulated over that time into your hopper and out the back discharge into your target container or to the ground at the debris field that you're dumping into.